These prices are not the fault of President Biden.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. Now, planned anti-Israeli protests broke out on Monday of this week, fanning out all across the country, shutting down landmark bridges and airport roads, but you wouldn't know about it if you watched the network news. Very, very little coverage. And ABC World News tonight, they didn't even mention it. They were busy devoting most of their time to their one favorite topic.
Trump in the courtroom today as the first 96 potential jurors filed in, the judge asking them if they could be fair and impartial. And with Donald Trump right there watching, more than half of them raising their hands to say they could not be impartial.
And neither could ABC. They were just the worst this week. Here are the few worries that the Trump jury won't be impartial and will end up in a hung jury, but I don't know if they truly understand the meaning of the word impartial.
You get one person that sneaks onto that jury with untoward feelings, that person can hang that jury.
How do you sneak onto a jury? You have to be called.
Well, you lie. You lie. You say,
yeah, that's
I hate Trump. But I can be impartial.
So The View operates under the premise that a prospective juror announcing I hate Trump is the impartial position. that should get you on the jury, sure. I think ABC might be better off not covering this issue at all, just like they refused to cover the historic impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas in favor of, well, you know, stuff.
Tonight, the Library of Congress saying the recordings are, quote, audio treasures worthy of preservation of all time, including Bobby McFerrin's Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Don't worry. Be happy.
ABC and the leftist media want Biden voters to be happy, and you just shouldn't cover things that could cast the Biden administration in an unfavorable light. On Monday, another group of migrants made a run for the border at El Paso, overwhelming the Border Patrol. Univision had video of it, pretty much showing it as a how-to video.
Los migrantes utilizaron unas vallas largas que las autoridades usan como cerca a la orilla del río Bravo y las pusieron de escalera para subir. Luego saltaron hacia adentro.
No coverage on this from the major U.S. networks. They spent the vast majority of their time on politically fueled Trump trials, but don't mention that the prosecutors are all Democrats. You wouldn't want to do that. They're now getting worried, though, that you're just not listening to them.
For a lot of people, it's unprecedented. This is just not normal what we're living. After a while, I worry that the audience just hears white noise where they hear all of these cases running together.
They may.
The left always runs a lot of noise and distractions to avoid negative Biden coverage, and this week, Joe Biden claimed that his uncle was eaten by cannibals because, sure.
And they never found the body because there are a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
The networks all failed to mention this unusual claim. Now, if they did fact check, they'd find out that his story doesn't jive at all with military reports, but they never fact checked Joe. Biden also claimed this week that he told Israel not to attack Haifa, which of course is Israel's own third largest city.
And I made it clear to Israelis, don't move on Haifa. It's just not, anyway, I just...
Israel seems to have honored Joe's request not to attack its own city filled with its own people, but the leftist media avoids mentioning this Biden blunder completely because they don't want a competent leader, they just want a leftist leader. The only thing better than Joe's own complete fabrications and nonsense are the ones that the media makes up in order to protect him.
Like Saudi Arabia and Russia, continuing to cut oil production until June. And remember, when production is down, prices go up. Chuck, what do you think? These prices are not the fault of President Biden. Tim just laid it out. We've got the highest oil production in U.S. history and some overseas oil producers who would sure like to help DJT.
I see. High gas prices are due to a conspiracy by Russia and the Saudis, all in order to support Trump. It has nothing to do with the bad energy policies of Joe Biden. Those certainly would have nothing to do with it.
These prices are not the fault of President Biden. Tim just laid it out. We've got the highest oil production in U.S. history.
High oil production, but no Keystone Pipeline to move the oil, just trucks with more costly emissions regulations on truckers. And oh yeah, Biden upped the prices on drilling last week, but sure.
These prices are not the fault of President Biden.
We wouldn't want to enter his name into a negative story on gas prices or the economy. You have to be nice. His uncle was eaten by cannibals.
And they never found the body because there are a lot of cannibals for real.
The media just wants everyone to be nice to Dementia Joe. I mean, they don't even want a third-party challenger that could hurt him, so they just make crap up in order to push an agenda.
I think now more than any of our past recent elections, the third-party candidates are a true threat to Joe Biden, but also to 270, period. Our Constitution says the president, to be the president of the United States, you have to win 270 electoral college votes, not 269, not the majority rules all. Now, the ballot access matters here, okay? So RFK Jr., Dr. West, Jill Stein, what does the ballot access program look like? RFK Jr. is someone who is definitely, he's on one state right now, and he just gained ballot access in North Carolina.
So it's two states.
And that is that's an issue because the margins matter here. Now, what if Joe Biden is denied 270? Or Donald Trump? Well, according to the 12th Amendment, the House gets to pick who the president is.
Oh, the dumb at MSNBC. In every state but Nebraska and Maine, whoever wins a plurality of the popular vote wins all of the state's electoral college votes. So if a third-party candidate denied an outright majority to Trump or Biden, whomever gets the most votes still gets all the state's electoral votes. But that's not really the problem that MSNBC has.
Well, according to the 12th Amendment, the House gets to pick who the president is. I just watched that episode of Scandal the other day.
Well, but
it's which version of the House? I mean, is it the existing House or is the new House that is sworn in?
It's the new House.
So if the Democrats win the House in November, you don't have a problem. If the Democrats win the House in November, you don't have a problem. If the Democrats win the House in November, you don't have a problem.
The only real problem they have is if Democrats don't win. That's their real concern. No surprise there. I'm Eric Shiner from MRC-TV, asking you to avoid being eaten by cannibals, like certain members of the Biden family.
Cannibals, for real.
Visit the MRC homepage and click on that donate button. It's true, cannibals and the leftist media don't like that. Be sure to visit MRCTV.org for the latest in videos, information, and entertainment. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos on the platforms that actually let you see us. And we'll be back next week, unless we're eaten by cannibals.
I want to invite you as my guest on a very special, once-in-a-lifetime, 7-day post-election cruise in the Caribbean. It's going to be a blast.